was in the zone.
You were. Hello, Paranormal Army. This is Cody and Doug here. So we just want to tell you guys the stories that made us believe in the paranormal and what made us want to do what we do now, as in going out and ghost hunting and trying to find spirits in general. So basically, we want to tell you those stories that made us believers, because we used to both be skeptics. My boy Doug right here, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so obviously we both have lots of experiences. Obviously, if we believe in paranormal or any kind of energies, but I the first thing I ever saw in my life that stands out in my mind, from the time I was born until I was 30 years old, my grandparents owned a wrecking yard, and they bought this house that was situated on the property. They bought 15 acres of land and an old farmhouse that was built in 1902, I want to say, or something like that.
Old house.
Yeah, and it was it's like a real old farmhouse, it only had a fireplace. The whole time we were kids, up until I was probably like 20 years old, my grandparents did not have a furnace in their house. They had one fireplace in the living room, you know what I mean? Like
One single, huh?
Yeah, so like you sleep upstairs when you're a kid, you had to like have sleeping bags and shit. Like
It was that cold.
Yeah, like it was a real old house, and my aunt, I didn't know this till I got older, but I guess my aunt also used to have experiences as a child in this house where things would happen to her, things would get broken, fly off the shelf, things like that, and she always swore that it wasn't her, but she would get punished for it because she's the only one there. You know what I mean?
The parents wouldn't believe
Yeah, she's a little kid, like, why'd you break the plate? Well, it wasn't me. It flew off the table by itself type stuff. And I didn't know this, though, till I got older and had already way past had my experiences, you know what I mean? But they used to happen to her, I guess, too, which really, like, cemented it.
Gave you more credibility.
Yeah, as an adult, I was like, holy crap, like, it gave me chills, when I was talking to my Aunt Carrie, like, okay, so you had the same experiences, like, that I had. Like, she used to see the rocking chair move by itself, and I seen that when I was a kid. And then sometimes it'd just be, like, sitting upstairs, because it was a really old house, so there was only 2 bedrooms downstairs, and then there was a bathroom, a dining room, a kitchen, living room, and then it had, like, a spiral staircase, but not like a metal spiral staircase, it had, like a built-in, like a wood one built into the... like a real staircase that a house would have, but it spiraled around, so it went in like a 180 circle to the top of this landing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and then when you get to the landing, there was a bedroom, a bedroom, a bedroom, a bedroom, and it was really weird because the whole time they owned the house, you go in this bedroom and it's like, we call it the kitchen room because there was like a sink and a faucet, and then like a big closet, and it had we call it the kitchen room because it had a sink, I guess, you know what I mean? But it had a sink. We called that the kitchen room. The room right in front of the stairs we called the dollhouse room, which was really creepy. It had like from the 1900s wallpaper with gold design on it, and it was like the bed set in an alcove that was built into the roof that was window shaped, just like a dollhouse would be. So like the roof was shaped like this, and the bed set in here, and then the room was like here where you would like have everything. And there's a little closet on this side. Okay, now this closet, if you went through it and ducked through a little hole, it popped out in the closet in the room next to it.
Or like a little secret tunnel room.
Yeah, which was the creepiest thing. Okay,
that is super creepy, bro.
Okay, it popped out in the room next to it, and then not only that, when I got older, about in my 17 years old, I found out that in the kitchen room, if you go in the kitchen room, walk all the way to the window in that room, which is at the back of the house, turn, there was a little, also that room had the roof angled on that side by the window. So you walk up to it, and it's like up to your head.
Yeah.
So you walk up to it, and the wall goes like this, so there's like a panel of drywall that went like this.
Oh, and you
could remove that panel, and you walk into the roof rafters all the way to the corner of the roof, turn, go about another 10, 15 feet, turn again, and there's an opening this big that snuck into a secret room behind the closet in the kitchen room.
So did you have any experiences in that room?
No, because I was a kid. Like, we were having house parties and stuff in high school, and we found out about it and started we'd have a party and take people in there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I never went in there alone. Like, I did once when I was a kid, and when me and my cousin Jason went in there, we were probably about 12 years old, maybe. That's when I first found out about it, and then I hadn't went into it again until I was about 15, 16.
Oh, so it's been multiple years then.
Yeah, and so they lived there my whole childhood, and so I went in there once when I was a kid, and Jason showed it to me because he found out about it from like maybe Aunt Carrie or somebody told him, and so we checked it out to see if it was really there, and it was. And we went and told my Aunt Cindy, which was his mother, oh my God, we found the secret room, and she instantly was like, don't ever go in there again. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever go in that room. Like, don't be going in there. It's dangerous, whatever. She said, you're walking through the roof. It's dangerous. You could fall through. But
there's something else.
She
with
was,
that.
yeah, she was like definitely concerned about us.
About that room, and what if
yeah, don't go in
that
there.
room? What if like someone was killed or something in that room?
Well, what's real creepy is why would like the two bedrooms be connected,
With
and
that
then like
room,
a
yeah,
secret room? And then I found out later when we were partying, only because like people could see the light from us like being in the secret room when we took like 5 people in there. Because it was like a good sized room, but the opening was only like big enough for maybe a 150-pound person to sneak through. Like you'd have to suck your gut in and sneak through, but then it opened up into a room, which was creepy in itself.
Yeah.
And this is like you got to walk. You could see when you look down with a flashlight when you get in because it opened up. It was a little thing in the wall, and you go in there, and you could. It was like the roof rafters, you know what I mean, that you're walking on. But you could see where there used to be like floorboards, and they were like ripped off, and you could see like still up against the wall inside there where the roof like there used to be a floor in there.
Yeah, but
somebody had ripped it out. Yes, and so you had to like go rafter to rafter. You had to be careful as you're walking through there, and you had to walk clear to the edge of the roof, and then it slanted the whole time, mind you. So you're ducked down, and you're like walking, and then you get to a dead end, and you turn, and then you walk like 5-10 more feet, and it's dead ends. And it's like you didn't have a good light or anything, you would think that's it. You wouldn't be able to know. But you look around, and then like on this over here on this wall, there's like an opening about this big, maybe 2 feet, foot and a half. And you squeeze. It looks like there's maybe a piece of wallboard missing, but you slide through it, and if there's floor and everything, it's a
big room. And that room used to have a peepholes to both bedrooms, right?
No, just to you could look out the closet, but the closet was huge. It was a huge walk-in closet, so there's a little door.
Okay, so
you walk in the closet, but you could look. There was a hole you could look through and see right out the closet door. And you could see like in that room, and then if somebody was to open the door, you would be able to see out into the landing. So like you would if that door was open, you could see right onto the landing and see if anybody was in the room across.
It's probably a fucking panic room, dude.
A panic room, or I was thinking even like
pervert?
some darker stuff. Pervert, yes.
Yeah, like
I was thinking maybe a pervert, which is because why would you have that? And why would like your kids' bedrooms have a secret closet?
So wonder if the whatever was in the house, wonder if it's all tied to that room.
Well, I thought so, and I know it sounds like I'm making this shit up, but I can't make this up. Okay, they had the house remodeled because it was old like plaster with slats of wood,
like barn style,
old plaster, old plaster walls, no drywall,
exactly
slats of wood and plaster over it. So like they remodeled and built like a pop-out window on the dining room and put a furnace in and extended the kitchen out and got rid of the back porch, and they made it way nicer and bigger. They built onto it, like probably in 2000 or something like that. Like it was a long time ago now, but as a kid, like it was badass. Like they finally upgraded their house, and like they tore all the they were just trying to get rid of all the plaster walls, even where they didn't remodel. They're replacing it with drywall.
Okay.
So they tore all the and the hallway in this house. You go down to the bottom of the stairs. Okay, when I was a kid, I would refuse to go downstairs to pee at night. So if I had to pee in the middle of the night, we're on the second story, I would open the window and pee out the window. Okay, because it just gave me. I felt like something was just following me, looking at me. Like and there's no lights. It's such an old house. You go down the spiral staircase. There's no light down the staircase. Then you get to the bottom. There's a door. You open it, and it pops out, and there's a hallway that goes this way. Like it goes both ways, to Grandma and Grandpa's room, to the other bedroom and the bathroom, or you can go straight through the hallway and it opens up into a dining room. And so like turning from that hallway into that stretch of hallway from the staircase with the bedroom and the bathroom was like always gave me bad heebie-jeebies. And then they remodeled and found a velvet painting of a little girl inside the wall. So like they took the plaster off and stuff, and inside the wall, hanging on the wall, inside the wall, was a velvet painting about this big, like a portrait painting of a little girl painted on velvet.
That's fucking creepy. There's your spirit right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
And so like I always seen weird stuff in that house, felt weird stuff, and so like I always knew there was like energy. You can call it paranormal, you can call it interdimensional. I now believe that there's lots of stuff, not just spirits or whatever. People call them many things, but they,
Do exist, coexist.
yes,
with us.
there is energy that is still here that could be remnants of other people's life. Who knows what it is? You know what I mean? But I do know that there's energy, and I felt it first time in that house, and that was a little longer than I wanted to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Hopefully, man, it was a good one, dude.
It was
to be
good.
honest.
And as I was going, I was like remembering more stuff. Like I can't leave that part out, like the painting in
Like
the wall.
the best part.
Yeah, the painting in the wall and the secret room. I wasn't even gonna bring up the secret room and all that, but like I couldn't leave it out.
You couldn't leave it out.
No, because I mean that all played on it.
And the funny thing is, too, dude, like, my story pertains around an old house. Alright, hey Paranormal Army, Cody here. This is my portion of the story. So my story pertains around an old house that was across the street from a really old museum that was built in 1900 something. And behind that is a really old high school that was built early. And my house was part of those two buildings, so
Like
that's
what,
why.
the 30s the school was built, or
Yeah.
maybe a little before
Yeah,
that.
like 39 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those, my house pertains to those buildings. So my house used to be the kindergarten portion of that school, and so this place has had three deaths in it that I know of.
That house did creep me out too.
It was a creepy house.
It was a creepy house. The upstairs, especially.
Definitely upstairs. And so there's this one story I know about. I'm actually getting cold chills talking about it. So there's this one guy. He used to work in the garage that was outside on our property. So here's our house.
that
would be on
separate
this
garage,
side, and that garage over here, boom, would be where he would work on cars, stuff like that. Eventually,
It's like a side hustle.
yeah, basically. And so basically, eventually he became depressed and he didn't want to live no more. So he decided to shut and lock all the doors into and out of this particular garage. It's an old, thick
The one in the
wood.
back door, was there just the
No.
garage door that you swing
open
open,
up.
the old style?
Yep.
I remember that. Like when we go out there to smoke, you'd
Yeah,
have
those
to.
big doors.
Yeah, you
Boom.
couldn't get in from the side or nothing. You had to lift it. It didn't even have a back door, right?
Nope.
No door,
But it did have a window.
one window, right?
Yep, on
the
that side over
yeah,
here.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
So basically, he shut and locked those doors. So either way, once the initial
Yeah, that main door.
way,
you
like
can't-
basically the way he wants to go is super horrendous and super bad. So I'm going to warn you guys, it is pretty horrific what happens to this guy. And so basically this guy, he grabs a fire extinguisher, he pulls the pin, he aims it up at his face and pulls it, and it starts pumping whatever comes out of the fire extinguisher right into his
the
nose.
old style, huh? Like
Nose-
the foamy old.
Yep.
The
Old
old
style
big
powders,
ones, right?
the
Like
powders.
the 30s, like the old ones then.
Yeah, the powders.
Holy
And so
crap.
basically, it got up into his nose, his
choke him
mouth,
out.
and he's like suffocated, basically couldn't breathe, and that's initially how he died. And the coroner, as did the autopsy, said he died of asphyxiation of whatever he pumped into his
The
lungs.
powder, whatever that fire retardant powder
Yep.
is they used back then.
And the second dude, actually, that ghost that I believe haunted here, is I actually seen that ghost. And before I get into that, I'll tell you what happened to this guy. So this guy was actually living in the house across the street from my house. So say my house is here, right? So this house would be right behind. So you're looking towards
And there's
me.
an alleyway, right?
And right here, and there's an alleyway going that way. And so basically, this dude lived in that house behind. And he had a really bad
Right behind the
breakup.
garage then.
Yep, yeah. And so basically, this guy had a really bad falling out. He had a really bad time with his girlfriend, and he went through a really bad breakup. And he lost his kids, he lost everything he owned, the wife took everything. And so he didn't want to live no more, and ultimately he shot himself. He went through right here and it blew this side of his face off. It's a really tragic story, suicide's really bad. So if any of you guys are suicidal, there is hotlines, there's places you can call that will help you and know how to help you if you are depressed. But enough of that. So basically this guy shot himself in the face over a breakup. And so that was the second death in the house. The third death was a little boy about 7-8 years old. And he is the one that actually ends up terrifying me through the whole time I lived in there. Because my bedroom was the room he ultimately hung himself in. And that's how he took his life.